You're gonna want to take a seat, DC enthusiasts, because we've got some controversy brewing in the superhero universe. Does that come as a surprise to you? As we all know by now, superheroes are good for a whole lot of things. While saving the world may be the most obvious part of their job, superheroes are also incredibly adept at turning up the dial on some serious drama. Today we have to talk about the backlash surrounding Sasha Calle's casting as Supergirl in the upcoming Flash movie. A movie already plagued by controversy, it seems the selection of this talented actress has some fans and naysayers up in arms. Sasha Calle has DC fans angry, and I'm here to tell you exactly why. First things first, let's talk about the most obvious of reasons, the one staring you straight in the face. Sasha Calle herself. Okay, not so much the actress herself per se, but more so the way Sasha looks. Her aesthetic and the role of Supergirl. Well, according to old-fashioned fans, those are two things that just don't mix well. Traditionally, Supergirl has been portrayed as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl-next-door type, usually sporting a short skirt as part of her iconic costume. Because that's not a played-out archaic idea. Anyways, Calle's casting has thrown a curveball into the mix, as the actress does not fit this usual mold. With her dark hair and striking features, Calle is definitely a departure from the classic Supergirl image. Some fans are unhappy with this change, arguing that the character's appearance should remain true to the original comic book design. You know, the fictional comic book. But you know what they say? Change is inevitable. And maybe it's high time that the superhero world embraces a little diversity. Oh, come on, even just a tiny bit. By casting Calle as Supergirl, DC is taking a bold step in breaking stereotypes. Instead of relying on her looks to define her character, Calle's Supergirl is expected to be tougher, more blunt, and entirely independent of male validation. This is a big win, especially for those advocating for more equal representation in the superhero genre, as it shows that female characters can be strong and powerful without being sexualized. Now let's take a look at Calle's acting background. Before landing the role of Supergirl, Calle was primarily known for her work on soap operas, most notably her role as Lola Rosales on The Young and the Restless. Yep, the same The Young and the Restless that grandmas everywhere love. So, while there's no denying Sasha's talent, some fans have questioned whether she has the chops to take on a high-stakes superhero role in a multi-billion-dollar genre. To be fair, soap operas are a far cry from big-budget action films, and it's natural for some fans to feel concerned about whether Calle can handle the transition. However, fans should not forget that many successful actors got their start in soaps. So, maybe it's time to give Calle the benefit of the doubt and see what she brings to the table. From DC fans, this might be a pretty big ask. As we've seen, there's a couple of narrow arguments as to why some DC fans are less than thrilled with Calle's casting. But let's dive a little deeper into the backlash, shall we? Some fans argue that the choice of Calle as Supergirl is purely a publicity stunt, or an attempt to pander to a more diverse audience. Because what could be worse than casting an actor that attracts more diverse audiences? Oh, the horror! While it's important to consider all perspectives, it's also equally important to remember that casting decisions are often based on much more than just appearance or background. Calle's acting abilities and potential chemistry with her fellow cast members likely played a significant role in her selection. So, as you can now tell, the recent casting of Sasha as Supergirl in the upcoming Flash movie was met with mixed reactions. One of these strange reactions, or perhaps a particularly bizarre coping mechanism of one fan who clearly did not want to give up their idea of the more old-fashioned Supergirl, sparked quite the conversation, or should we say arguments online, during a strange and offensive incident in which a fan edited and whitewashed photos of Sasha to make her appear like the stereotypical blonde-haired, blue-eyed Supergirl. The online hordes were divided, with some praising the act as brave, and others finding it repulsive, reductive, and downright disrespectful. This act not only undermines the significance of Calle's casting as a Latina actress, but also perpetuates harmful and outdated stereotypes that limit the representation of powerful women on screen. It is important to understand that such actions stem from a narrow-minded and prejudiced perspective, unwilling to embrace the diversity and inclusivity that the superhero genre desperately needs today, especially if it's meant to survive for the next decade. By altering Calle's appearance, the fan responsible for the edited photos is effectively erasing the actress's identity and diminishing her accomplishments. further feeding into the discriminatory belief that only a particular aesthetic is suitable for a superhero. The backlash against this edited image thankfully highlights a certain growing awareness and desire for more inclusive portrayals of iconic characters. This incident was a reminder that fans especially must continue to challenge and dismantle the stereotypes that have been ingrained in popular culture for far too long. Many fans have come to bat for DC's new Supergirl and preached the idea that as a society, we need to embrace and celebrate the casting of actors like Sasha Calle, who bring new and authentic and diverse perspectives to the superhero genre, ultimately empowering women from various backgrounds and enriching the collective storytelling experience. On a similar side of the coin, we have the Mary Sue's take on the situation. Mary Sue is a well-known feminist blog, considering themselves the Geek Girl's Guide to the Universe. With a description like that, it's no surprise they came to bat for Sasha. They point out that many of the criticisms aimed at Calle are rooted in sexism and misogyny. The publication notes that some male fans in particular seem to be overly fixated on Calle's appearance and the potential alterations to Supergirl's costume, specifically the removal of the character's infamous short skirt. The Mary Sue goes on to argue that these criticisms are unfair and unwarranted, stating, "The general thought process is that she just doesn't fit into their mold and idea of Supergirl, so they're all angry despite the fact that they haven't even seen her in action yet." It's certainly food for thought and perhaps a reminder that the world of comic book adaptations could benefit from a little more inclusivity and understanding, or at the very least, giving Supergirl a chance before you've even seen her on the big screen. The casting of Sasha Calle as Supergirl has the potential to bring a fresh perspective to the DC universe, but only if the fans will allow it. By challenging the status quo and embracing a new kind of female superhero, DC can pave the way for more diverse and empowering portrayals of women in the future. Change can be a good thing, and it's incredibly important to remember that when discussing this new casting choice. So that's what the down low is on the Supergirl sitch. Sasha Calle's casting as Supergirl has undoubtedly stirred up a storm of gossip within the DC fanbase. From concerns over her aesthetic and acting experience to hot topic debates over sexism and inclusivity, it's clear that there's no shortage of opinions on the matter. Well, if it's any comfort to you, Sasha, any publicity is good publicity, right? At the end of the day, fans would do well to remember that change can be a good thing, and that giving a talented actress like Calle the opportunity to bring her own unique spin to an iconic character like Supergirl might just be the breath of fresh air that the DC universe needs. Either that or a ticket to a sequel, because, if you're informed, there's certainly very little chance of The Flash themselves heralding in a sequel on their controversial back. So perhaps we can put the pitchforks down, keep an open mind, and see what Sasha Calle brings to the table when The Flash hits theaters. Until then, these were the reasons why Sasha Calle has DC fans angry.